What's going on, man? It's your boy TJ Downing back again with stories from the vault. You see, we're here inside of the Scoop Vault. This is where they keep all the money at, man. This is where they keep the big money players at, the playmakers, the O-linemen, the OGs. Listen, stories from the vault. We're on a bye week here, so we're going to kind of shift the theme a little bit. Not really as much of a story about the upcoming team that we would be seeing on the field. Maybe stories from the past. Back in the 80s, we had one with our boy Larry Kolick and the legendary coach Earl Bruce. Told you some stuff recently about our trip up to East Lansing. So here's a little something different. Since the Buckeyes aren't going to be playing this weekend, we kind of talked earlier this week on one of the threads about Penn State and Michigan. So we're going to talk about that game a little bit. You know, you go all the way back to 2005, and at my junior year, greatest game I ever played was up in Ann Arbor. Beat them. I think the final was 25-21. We came back, drove 88 yards with less than 2 minutes to go in the game. Gonzalez makes the big catch. Pittman scores the touchdown off of our blocks on a little pool game. But how we got to that point was the Penn State-Michigan game earlier in that season. Got to give a shout out to my guy Mario Manningham. Lives right down the street here in Stark County, right up off of Market Avenue. Got a chance to catch up with him here recently. We were talking, having a couple cocktails, and just told him, man, like, hey, I got to give you credit because we wouldn't have gotten a piece of the Big Ten championship if it wasn't for you. Because during our bye week that year in 2005, Michigan was able to go into Happy Valley and beat the Nittany Lions, and that was huge for us. Chad Henne hooked up with Mario Manningham at the end of that game, key touchdown, led the Penn State, the Nittany Lions to have their first loss inside of the Big Ten. That allowed us a chance to go up to Ann Arbor and beat Michigan to be able to share the Big Ten with Penn State. So stories from the vault, we're going back a little ways with that one. Back in 2005, this off week, this bye week, with a huge game between Penn State and Michigan tomorrow, Saturday at 12 noon kickoff. Big game between those guys, and that could be a pivotal thing as we look towards the end of the season when we see how the Big Ten championship might shake out. We're going to have to see Penn State. We're going to have to see Michigan. So we want to see what these two do when they play each other. All right. Real stories from the vault, though. Going back to bye week, that was our time to have a little bit of fun. Get to step away. Had a chance to talk to Ryan the other morning, Scoop Morning Edition. We were chatting a little bit about Michigan State, the after effects of that game last week, and what it was like going into the bye week. So for me, bye week was all about have a little bit of fun. You're so tied up in all of the high pressure, high tension situations, the preparation, Division I college football, all the money that's changing hands with the universities, all the eyes of the college football world and the nation being on you in those key pivotal games. So to be able to sit back, breathe, relax, pull a little bit of money here out of the vault, take it out to Vegas. I think we took a trip out there. We don't want to talk a little bit too much about that, but a couple dice were flying. So, hey, listen, if the NCAA wants to talk about it now, go right ahead, man. That's over and done with. These kids are now able to get NIL money. There's a lot of different things going on with sports betting and gambling. It's legalized throughout the country. But for me, when we took a bye week, I wanted to take a little bit of a trip, get away from class, get away from the limelight of football, Columbus, the city, which is the best in the world, what we know it as, because you've got the university, the Ohio State University, right inside of the greatest city in this country, Columbus, Ohio. It goes down like nowhere else out there except for maybe Vegas. So that's why we flew out there on the bye week. Go out there for 2-3 days, have a little fun at Paris, go over there to Caesars, have a little fun on the tables, mix it up a little bit, go to some nightclubs, have some fun, do adult things, get your mind right, clear it, get ready for the next week, because then it's back to the Big Ten grind. And it's Big Ten championship season. So here we go. Bye week, Scoop World. Checking in with you. It's your boy TJ Downing. Follow along on YouTube. Check me out on Stark Media Team YouTube channel. Check us out on all of our social media platforms. Stark Media Twitter, Stark Media Team, over on Facebook, Instagram as well. We got a lot of great stuff going on. Some high school football right here inside of the state of Ohio. Doesn't get any better than that. I'll put Ohio high school football up against anybody in the country. Check us out at Stark Media, but most importantly, roll with us here on Buckeye Scoop. We know a lot of talk going on out there, but we'll give you the real stuff right here on Buckeye Scoop. TJ Downing checking in with you. We'll stay here with more stories from the vault next week when we get ready for the Iowa Hawkeyes. Later.